We got another box. This one's from RJ. So, welcome to Baby Boy Mulligan's Guitars, Mods, and Music. RJ sent me his guitar to work on. This is the MiniMax. And we're going to open it up. We're going to assess it. We're going to do the repairs. And then I'm going to ship it back to him. Probably in another box because I'm going to put it together. This is the body and the neck separate. I have a funny feeling this is the Acklot box because he just did an Acklot guitar build. So, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Let's get this baby opened up and on the bench and see how bad it really is. And how good we can make it. All right, so I felt a box within a box. So I went ahead and took it out of the first box. And I was right, it's an Acklot box. And we got some Ted Talks Guitars and Life Tedism here. We got some blue tape everywhere. Shout out to Ted. RJ taking one out of his book. Yeah, I don't think this is going back in this box. Now I see why all those parts move around in the Acklot kits. These are not a good look for a bunch of parts in a box like this. All right, oh man, talk about some blue tape. RJ, you went OD. You made sure this didn't dent anything. Maybe Acklot should take a look at this and see how they should put their stuff in this kind of a box. Because, man, nothing was moving in here. Okay. Once I get through the blue tape, we can actually see what parts we have in here. So I know RJ didn't send them all. All right, so we got our neck plate. We got our tuners. I'm getting blue tape to death here, man. I can't even get it off my hands. I hope you're having a good laugh at this, RJ. I know Ted is, if he's watching. All right, so we've got the neck plate. I've got the neck shim that he had to put in there. Oop. I got the screws, it looks like. Let's see, I got 6 screws. So those are probably for these tuners. Nice Geiger tuners. All right, let's get to the main event. Let's see what happened to the Mini. More blue tape. Blue tape everywhere. Oh, my brother. Wow. Look at that. Wow, holy acetone. It ate the wood. I have got my work cut out for me. I hope he gave me the back plate for this. And the wires are not through. So I'm going to have to open this whole baby up, check my wiring job over, see what was done trying to hook it up before. I'll have to do the fret ends of this for him, file those down. The headstock isn't too bad with that wrap. Looks pretty cool. I have to file these down because that is janky right there. Let me put the parts on the table. Okay, so first things first. This is the new jack and plate that I have for this guitar. So that's not even going to fit in this hole. And there's a lot of work to do to this, to cover this up. Oh, I wish he would have sent it to me before he tried to take that jack out. And I do not have the plate to cover this back up after I wire it. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to route this hole out so that I can get that jack in there. Then this jack's got to go over, and then because we got to use this to cover up this hole too. And then once I figure that out, then I got to see about filling and fixing all this. Because I didn't know it was this bad. I didn't see this big crack here. I knew about this part, but I didn't see that too. So, I mean, the jack will cover a lot, but it's not going to cover here or here. So, that's going to be the first thing. Second thing is we're going to buff this. After that, we're going to drill a hole from here to here. We're going to take this off and we're going to clean this up right. And I'm going to put, I think, the short screws in this. I don't know. We'll see once we have the neck on. Probably going to have to ask him what size strings, because I'm going to have to take a set of strings and throw some strings on this to sort this all out. We're definitely going to try to buff away a lot of this mess here. Buff the back, get this junk off of here. Make this guitar look right. Definitely send it to the right guy, Jack, aka RJ. All right. Let's see, what else we're going to have to do to this. We got to clean this off here. Might need to, once I clean these, I may need to fill these. Because it looks like we've got multiple holes here. For the neck. All right. Got my work cut out for me. Let me get the router out and we'll start doing a little bit of work. Luckily, my electronics are all still good. It was the jack. jack. Shout out again. All right, I will be right back. All right, we're going PPE for this one. I got my mask on. I'm going to start with this smaller bit, and we're going to go to this larger one. No. Yep. This is going to be an interesting one. Let's see if it's big enough to get that in there yet. Nope. Not quite yet. Almost. All right, now let's see if we can get this larger one in here yet. Okay, try to start. Uh-oh. Let's see what I have in the way of drill bits. That is the biggest drill bit that I have, and I don't think this will fit into my drill. Ooh, that's been in there a long time. I don't want to cut myself on that, so. Okay. I'm gonna have to go extreme on this baby. Now, please fit in my drill. Oh, it does. Look at that. Just made it. Okay. Let's see what we got now. Still not going to fit. But getting to a better place. All right, so we're going to have to clamp this guitar down. So that means we're going to have to take this off. Now, since we're doing that, we're going to give this baby a good clean. Because it is funky monkey. This is where I wished I had a second driver to take these out, but I think it's going to be easier to do this. Take that baby out and put her in. Oh my goodness, I don't think this thing's ever been off the guitar. Okay, oh, we got another screw in there. All right, let's get that one. See, this is made to have the ground in there. So I don't know who did this, but we don't want that. So there's got to be a hole somewhere for ground. I don't see something drilled for that though. Not in this cavity, unless it was coming off of here. But where is it? Where would it go here? There's nowhere for the ground wire to run. Huh. It's crazy. And there's the wire right there. Look at that. Cut from somewhere. Well, we won't be needing that. But we do need to find out where that goes. So we're going to take this off. I got to figure this all out while I'm drilling. Let's put this on here. Let's clip this. We're going to do this. We're going to do this right. See where this wire leads. It's hitting something. Oh, look at that. There's another hole right there. There's two of them. Okay. So I can feed my wire, my ground wire to the bridge through there. I may, oh, he messed that, okay. I may have to make this hole a little bit bigger. I have to drill this a little bit bigger. Because this little guy is barely making it through. We'll lay that over there for now. A lot of assessing going on right now in my mind. A lot of assessing. What am I going to do with you? Yep, a little bit bigger. I'm going to have to take this and go through. This is going to be a fun one, guys. It's going to be a fun one. There's going to be a lot of videos on this guitar, but we're going to do it right. All right, guys. So here's how far we got off camera. So I taped over this. I buffed and touched up the entire guitar. You know, there's some little body dings in it, but I got most of the scratching out. It's just my fingers because I was just touching the guitar again. But pretty cleaned up. I drilled a new hole for the ground for the neck, or for the bridge. So that's done. Backside, you know, it's got some marks, but I got most of the big scratching out. This cavity, of course, RJ is going to have to repaint that with a little bit more of the shielding paint because I dug that up a little, drilling this out. This is not all the way fixed or routed out yet. Show you the big ugly here. I want it to protect from chipping any of this out because this feels like it's going to chip out. Now, this is not completely done yet, but it is close. I actually broke one of these on one of my other. Good thing I have a bunch of them laying around. But this is almost to the point where it'll go in. But you're going to see how much that's going to cover up. So that's going to cover up a lot. So we're just going to have to fill the corners here and here. So that's kind of how that's going to work out. I cleaned up all the screw holes that were filled in. Gave that a little bit nicer look. Let me see what I'm doing here so I can get you a full look of the guitar. There you go. That's where we're at so far with the guitar. The neck, I cleaned up this area. The holes are filled actually pretty well. RJ did a good job. I smoothed them out and then I hit this with 3000 sandpaper and I put some F1 oil on there to seal the wood. I did do one side of the neck. I wanted to show you the difference. So if you look at these fret ends, they're almost like ball end frets. Very smooth. This side, you can see they're flat and they're okay, but they're still sharp. They wouldn't pass the pantyhose test, that's for sure. So I will finish those up off camera. But that's going to be it for the video today. So let me turn the camera and I'll be right back. So my final thoughts for today on the unboxing and getting started on the guitar. I think that the bones are good enough that we're going to actually be able to make something great out of this guitar. So now it's just a matter of doing my little tricks of the trade and getting this guitar back together. Then send it back to RJ and let him finish his thing and play the guitar and see what he thinks. So make sure you watch both channels and watch all the progress. We will see you next time. Thank you for watching Baby Boy Mulligan's Guitars, Mods, and Music. Make sure you head over to RJ's Cave and check him out too, as you can see this whole build. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment, and tell me what you think so far. Rock on.